Now that we've seen the lion in the face of authority and dominion, we need to go deeper into what that really means. Because in the kingdom, dominion is not just about rulership, it's about priesthood. Authority in God's house isn't just about commanding, it's about representing. Let me say it this way. You are not just a king, you are a king priest. You don't just reign in the earth, you minister to God and for God. Kings rule, priests minister. Let's go back to the pattern. In the Old Testament, kings governed the nation, priests ministered before the Lord. But in Christ, those two roles are brought together. Revelation 1-6 says, He has made us kings and priests unto God. That means your authority doesn't come from your platform, your gifting, or your title. It comes from your intimacy. No intimacy, no authority. Dominion without priesthood is rebellion. That's why the enemy doesn't just attack your calling, he attacks your devotion. Because if he can keep you busy working for God but not ministering to God, your roar loses its power. Priests have access, kings have influence. Priests stand in the holy place. Kings speak into the public square. God gave you both mantles. That's why your words can shift nations and your worship can shake atmospheres. Let me make it practical. When you go into prayer, you go in as a priest. When you come out of prayer, you walk out as a king. You hear from God as a priest. And you speak for God as a king. One empowers the other. That's the divine balance, our consecration and conquest. You don't get dominion by striving. You get it by standing in the presence. David, the pattern of a king priest. David is one of the clearest pictures of this dual calling. He was a worshiper who wrote songs in caves, a priest who ate the bread of presence, a king who ruled Israel with power. David didn't rule just because he had skill. He ruled because he had a heart after God. Even when he failed, it was his priesthood, his tenderness before the Lord that preserved his throne. You want to walk in lasting authority? Don't just ask for favor in public. Ask for fire in the secret place. Priesthood grounds your roar. Here's the danger. If you don't carry a priest's heart, your roar will turn into pride. You'll start using authority to control instead of serve. You'll start decreeing without discerning. You'll try to rule over people instead of leading them to God. A lion without a priest's heart is a tyrant. But when your roar is born in the secret place, when your authority is shaped by worship, when your dominion is rooted in humility, then your roar becomes holy, and demons will tremble, not because you're loud, but because you're consecrated. What happens when you walk as a king priest? When you walk in this dual identity, heaven backs your words, hell respects your presence. Earth responds to your voice. You carry both fire and fragrance. You will pray with power. You will decree with insight. You will walk into meetings and shift atmospheres because you're not just talking it, you're governing. Closing thoughts. Don't just rule, minister. Let me say this again to your spirit. You are not just called to take territory. You are called to tend the altar. Don't let ministry or leadership take you away from the inner room. Your real strength doesn't come from being a lion in public. It comes from being a lover in private. When your authority flows from your priesthood, you'll carry weight without striving. You'll roar without pride, and you'll walk in unshakable dominion, not because of your name, but because of his. That's the lion. That's the priest. That's you, fully alive in your calling.